Does the US still deserve to be called the leader of the free world? So do you think they should be?
Yes, and I'll link it back to the US being the
That's
currency of the
that
world.
I was
As
not.
long as they have the currency of the world and all the countries take reserves in their currency, they are the ones to, in a way, not be the leaders or dictate what happens, but to manage the trade around the world a bit. Um, in a way, not dictate, but fluctuate the price levels, amount of goods produced, the price levels.
The thing is that that title, the leader of the free world, what it kind of means is, you're the beacon of hope. You're the democracy that's there. You're going to stand up for the little man. You're the leader of the other democracies in the world. You're the one that kind of dictates the pace. But obviously, we've seen with the US, the brutal crackdown of protesters, police officers shooting protesters in the face with things like rubber bullets. Spraying tear gas on peaceful protesters as well. Can a country like that still be called the leader of the free world? Essentially, the country that leads democracy, if that makes sense. I mean, the term has been in doubt for a long time, mainly because of the US's illegal wars and attacks on civilians. But do you think it still deserves that kind of title, that mantra of you're the big donna, essentially, like you're the country that sticks to the principles, I guess. Um,
You can call it in that way still, because we know all that this is the country of opportunities and the countries of the
But is that
migrants.
but does that
We
still
know
exist
that.
though? Does that, because we know social mobility in the US is, I think, lower than Canada, and this is a country which welcomed migrants, white migrants, during the last century, but now it shuns a lot of people from poorer countries, essentially. So can that country still be called the leader of the free world when in a lot of ways it's not free? We've seen the way Kaepernick was treated for just kneeling. And I know I'm kind of loading up this question quite a lot here, but like, it's because I personally think they don't deserve that title. I think it probably belonged to Canada, but Canada don't have the kind of military power to deal with it. But at the same time, I think, like, should is the country called, if you're called the leader of the free world, should you have some powerful military where you can influence people like that, or should you be a country that's above that? You can talk to people by influencing them, by using rational thought, rather than saying, yeah, we have like over 300 nukes and we can destroy the whole world. Like, you listen to us. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, it's controlling through army, through brutality, in a way. Um, with the recent policies that were implemented in US, for example, not giving green card and blocking the assurance or giving visas of work to migrants,
Yeah.
that's definitely not offering the opportunity for them to come. The
So
issue they had a few years back with Mexican migrants as well, kids in the cages,
yeah,
that's definitely not a free country.
separating kids from their parents as well, and the kind of psychological problems that causes. As well. So do you think they still deserve to be the leader of the free world? Like, do you think that's a title they deserve
No,
still?
to be honest, like the way we see it now, no. It's definitely not going that way. It's going on the other side with all the laws, protectionism, which is good. I do agree with protectionism at some level,
Mm.
but not not in that extreme. Like we are the best country, we are the best.
But
Let's
that
not forget how US was done on what basis.
Yeah, and obviously the US, they do sing the national anthem every day. It's very nationalistic in that respect. And
Yeah,
so
it's the government like that.
yeah.
There are many people in US which are very
Do,
welcoming and have a
yeah.
different mentality,
Do you know?
seeing that from my own experience.
Do you know? I remember. Do you remember Sue Donnelly?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
and Sue was saying when she taught Native American history in America, people were like, "You're lying, that didn't happen." And then Sue's like, "It did happen," and then she obviously proves that it did happen, and everyone's like, "Well, they never told us this." And so this is a country which doesn't hasn't really acknowledged its past. To that extent, it's always desperate to forget what it did in the past, but then at the same time it's like, oh, we'll never forget 9/11. We'll celebrate it, not celebrate it, but remember it every day. Pearl Harbor, remember that every day. But any atrocities we carried out, it's like, no, we don't remember that, bro. We don't remember that.
Let's
Well,
not forget that
the Trail of
Native
Tears.
Americans we're not part of Pearl Harbor, we're not part of 9/11. They were there before all the other
Yeah,
people came, doesn't matter what color, but they were there.
and so
So, it's hard for present America to sometimes recognize what happened in the past. because they
Obviously,
were not there.
it's very difficult to acknowledge what your country's done in the past. Even the UK has a very similar problem where we laud. I think this is a topic we might be able to get to. We laud Churchill, but we never acknowledge the fact that he killed 3 million people in India through the famine. And so we hold up these guys, these generals, but at the same time, like some of these guys don't deserve statues. So I think to ask the question again, do you think the US deserves to still be called the leader of the free world? What do you say, yes or no? Georgia?
It's very hard to say. I don't know which country to say at the
Yeah.
moment. I would
I
say
don't.
maybe no. Even Singapore is more welcoming.
Oh no, I wouldn't give it to Singapore. I would. The thing is, Germany's got a very grim past. So otherwise, I would have said it belongs to Germany. But I'll go with.
They were colonizers as well.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the modern history. I'm talking about post World War Two. Germany hasn't really gotten involved into too many fights with anyone.
Because they can't still by some.
Yeah, but I suppose so. Maybe is it Switzerland is the country that hasn't been involved in a war in like 200 years?
I think, yeah.
Cool, we'll give it to Switzerland then. Well done, you're the leaders of the free world. You got dodgy bankers and tax evaders, but you know what? You don't start fights with anyone, so I'll respect you.